It was
Hi,
the chili
guys.
and the Bing.
Yes, it must have been the chili.
Hey guys,
The cuties are all jacked up.
this is gonna dictate a lot of tonight, whether or not these cuties
They're
are good
all
or
out
not.
of season, but even out of season, they still sometimes, like I've got them in the dead of winter before and they've been good. So it's super annoying that.
It's a bad crop of cuties, guys.
No, but these are halo. Hey, Karen, these are the halos.
They're different.
And occasionally the halos will be good, but cuties are always the number one choice.
Look at him.
He's like, can you at least show everybody that I'm here? The magnetic.
Where's your toy, Sawyer?
How is everybody doing?
We're on early. So
we came on early. I was popping in and out of Paula's because I was making chili and doing things like that. That was a riot over there. I guess she was watching The Beast or whatever, and I turned over just in time. Oh, Lord, Sean. I turned over when I turned it on that Sean apparently used all the bath soap.
I guess. I mean,
what we
is
do
that
to
a
solve
bad
that
thing?
what we do to solve that problem is we put it on the list.
Mm-hmm. We buy more.
And then we buy more. And if it becomes a recurrent issue, we buy 2 at a time.
I mean, I guess I'm guilty as
These
charged
are
on the
these
bath
are those
soap.
these are these troubleshooting issues that you've got to come to terms with.
Yeah.
You can't.
It's called shit work when you're a couple.
You can't. Yeah.
You got to learn how to share the bath soap.
And if you run out, since he was paying for it anyway, go buy more.
I bought the motherfucker.
He's gonna be on one tonight. But anyway, that's what I heard when I clicked over there, and then she was crying because she doesn't have any lawyer money or some shit. Bitch, we had to come up with $6,000 to fight your stupid ass.
All you had to do was sign the papers, but instead, $6,000 plus airfare. The least you can do is let me have the fucking soap. It's gonna be one tonight.
See?
Huh? Evil. Loretta says evil soap snatching is the culprit of divorces. It's true.
I mean, but you guys, she was crying about it.
About the soap.
She was crying.
I still have the motherfucker right in there.
That was like the honey peanut butter thing that she said you ate it all, or Braden. She even threw Braden in it and said that y'all ate it all, that y'all couldn't buy anymore because you couldn't find it. So I was at Kroger and I was like, look, you broke ass bitch. We got a whole shelf of them here at Kroger.
Shelf of it. That's what happens when you're in a healthy relationship. You can coexist and share the peanut butter.
Hey, Sin. Hey, guys. How are y'all? Have Josh Raven.
Matter of fact, I want some peanut butter right now.
Yeah, Sean, she finally admitted you took a bath. So if he used the whole freaking thing, then he should have been pretty clean.
So when Mandi was listening to that, she was staring down at me in the bath. I was in the bath using soap. Mm-hmm. I mean, it was, today is Tuesday, right? Tuesday
hey, Sherry Pie. Hey, let it go. Yeah, and then I would pop back out and go to doing what I needed to get done. I made chili, you guys. Now, I don't really have a chili recipe because I just don't. But I did 2 pounds of, there's a lot left. Don't think our greedy mouths ate it all. I used 2 pounds of ground beef.
But if I wanted to eat the chili, I eat the chili too.
2 pounds of ground beef. And like a pack, I think was probably about 2 pounds of stew meat, maybe. It was definitely stew meat. Mm-hmm. And then
Hope One, Let It Go, Sin, Sherry Pie.
Tomato sauce.
Trash Raven. I mean, I take a bath. Yeah, I do.
You take a bath.
I do.
And then
it's fairly normal.
The whole disgusting stuff in your beard thing or whatever, I don't know. He didn't have a beard. Maybe he did.
You know what though?
But when you,
I will have to say that I went through a time where I grew this beard out and I really didn't know how to take care of it.
But my ex-husband was also. He
one
grew right, and he got out of the army. He didn't know how it would have food in it.
That's right. I had a motherfucking beard.
Oh, there's Ellie.
There's Ellie. There she is.
So,
she's like,
but the one thing that I will admit, okay, right. She said that like you would use dental floss and you would smell the shit you got out of your teeth. I do that too.
Everybody does that.
I'm guilty. I do. Especially if you get it away from the back. I mean, so.
What else? What other? Throw me some more.
Misty.
Throw me some more narcissistic slander at me. Narcissistic,
But I was like,
freaking berating.
You pick your belly button. You don't even belly button went.
No, that's why you take a bath.
He doesn't have any. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was and crying about it. Sean, she was sobbing about it.
That's God.
It's
man.
been 4 years, bitch. If you're still worried about his hygiene and his whatever, and all
But it
of
was
that,
like- it was
Daddy was
like-
like, no, I'm sorry, but I do. If we have those dental floss on the sticks,
Yeah.
and we do it, and if I get a good one out of there, I just
It's
want to
like
know
this,
how long it's
I'll
been
do
there.
it, and I'll go. When did we have pot roast? Was it last Friday? When was it?
He for real doesn't do that. But then she was like, and picking his shit. How do you
What?
pick shit? Like how? What do you even pick shit?
And fling it, right? And
Well,
she said,
no, just pick the shit.
I picked my shit.
That's what I was like. I don't get it.
You got to elaborate on that.
I've always said, if she strikes the real one, we're okay. We can.
Yeah.
The whole jumping around throwing shit thing.
I mean, the one that always gets me is when people said,
Hi, I love Lucy.
She said, he made me take my medication.
Hey, crazy
Yes,
dude.
I did.
Yes,
I
you the hell
made you.
did.
He wouldn't let me drink. You're fucking damn right I didn't let you drink.
Look what you do. When
You're
you
not
drink.
supposed to drink. You're not a good drinker. It's what responsible other halves
Husband
do.
It wouldn't have worked with me because if he was like, "You're not drinking," I'd be like, "You lost your goddamn mind." But I had a whole different can of worms.
Yeah, it's different.
I want to. Let me see this.
Okay. Yeah.
Where's my cookie? Hey, Trash Panda, Loretta. When she said Sean didn't feed her, like, bitch, what were you? See, that's what I'm
I
saying.
mean, someone was feeding you.
When she say nobody was feeding the kids, okay, well, you had your baby daddy child support for that. I don't know what you did with
That's
it.
because
Maybe
you took him to court and they lowered it.
maybe you went and got your hair done. I don't know what you did. So Sean, by the letter of the law, was responsible for feeding you. You were eating, ho.
Yeah.
Not trying to fat shame. Don't get mad at me
No.
for it.
Whoop,
I'm
whoop,
just
big
saying.
girl.
Clearly, you were eating.
Be careful, big girl.
Just like clearly, I'm eating. It's amazing how it works.
Maybe if you really think about it the other way, maybe I was your feeder and you just didn't want to eat.
Trash Panda, I will, but I can't do it on this phone. But I will.
What's Trash Panda?
Oh, she wants a wrench. I'll do it on the laptop. So yeah, I really can't. I've tried it before. Let's see.
If we give you a wrench, Trash Panda, and people start getting blocked, we'll know it's you.
You were her. Oh yeah, and then she said that all of her bad behavior, you were her enabler.
What about the bad
okay.
behavior now? I mean, how's that worked out for you?
Right. I'm like, that you should have been the voice of reason. Did you see when he was the voice of reason what happened?
They got a whole stream that's known as Evita Night.
And she goes, he used to destroy all my things. Bitch, you threw away everything he ever owned in the trash
What
can.
were we talking about today? My yearbooks.
Yeah, his yearbook. You threw away his yearbooks.
My yearbooks.
You petty ass bitch. I thought about,
I mean,
I was going to go on to Facebook and find people that you went to high school with and see if I could get like each person to donate a year. And I was going to give you all 4 years. For
there's
Christmas.
a place where you can go and they're expensive. You can order yearbooks.
But I was going to, it'd be cool if it was each one of your
that's true.
friends gave you. See, he's got to ruin all of my nostalgic ideas.
But the thing is all my friends are now in touch with me again.
Are you rowdy? All your rowdy friends are coming over tonight. You
well,
remember that
not
song?
tonight. Yes, I do.
Who sang that song?
Was
my
that
rowdy
Hank?
friends are coming
Hank Williams
over.
Jr., wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Please don't come over tonight, rowdy friends.
No.
I didn't. No, he's kidding. Trash Pan. He's on one tonight. He's drinking an energy drink.
All my
so
rowdy friends are sorting mail at 4 o'clock in the morning.
He's gonna be spunky tonight.
I'm gonna be spunky.
You should hear. Okay, so I'm getting ready and I'm straightening my hair because let me just face it. I bathe and everything, but I don't bother to do the final like hair washing and get ready until the evening. It's my last thing that I do. It's a good routine. I jump in the shower while he's on his way home, and then we get dressed. And the live streaming figures into it a little bit, but I do take a bath earlier in the day. Anyway, totally irrelevant. But I'm listening to this.
That's where the soap's going.
I'm listening to this craziness, right? This sobbing mess. And he's in the bath behind me. He's got his feet up. He's looking at sports and stuff. Doesn't have a clue. My AirPods are in. He has not a freaking clue what is being said. And this crazy hoe is crying that the reason the whole thing about Boggs or whatever, that it was her only vehicle of escape from you. And that she needed it back because it was the only way she could get away from you. You got 2 feet. But didn't you have a car too?
Yeah, there was that car. Yeah, I had a car.
Right. So escape to where?
That
She needed it back from him because she needed to escape in it.
Mm-hmm.
But you broke it. It was broken.
Then there was a Volvo that was bought right afterwards.
Right. We all know about that.
And then you didn't like that because Becca was driving it. So then there was the Volt. We had more cars.
Yes, the big dick energy is in full force tonight.
And I've heard that it was in there was protest in a different stream where it wasn't. It was tiny. The word "tiny" was in there.
And I have to say, now that I know when the original insult became, the only person that said big dick energy was the Beast. She's the only one I've heard say it.
Yeah, that was a Freudian slip.
I guess so, because that's,
you know,
and I've said it and I'll say it again.
A monster when you see one.
You know that I know that you know what. So don't start, because I don't have to cover for him. Trust me, I don't have to.
Your car was broke and you couldn't get away.
Right.
So you know.
Hey, Presley, sweetie, how are you listening at work? I thought she, no, she hides her channel and then unhides it, I guess, to go live and act like a fool, and then she hides it, and then I don't know how you get money for views if your channel's hidden, but she's a little bit.
I thought it wasn't monetized anymore.
I don't know. She's a special kind of special, and when I say that, that is in no way. It has nothing to do with anybody being special needs. When you say someone is a special kind of special, it's their own little world. You know what I mean? But
when does she get off probation? This month, isn't it? I thought it was this month.
Recently,
just in time to go back to court. But you'd think, somebody gets off of probation and gets all their rights to maneuver, that they would go somewhere where nobody knew them. Well, like Cheers, go somewhere where nobody knows your name.
I mean, here's the
you remember that show
that she says, like, you could really go hard in rebuttal and say some really low and dirty things, but you really just, let's look at the facts. It's been 4 years. She is bitter, alone, has not anybody in the world except this little window right here. That's the only place that she can do it. She had an 8-month relationship. It really wasn't a relationship. He didn't know he was in a relationship, but that's okay.
And that's not that relationship
that
has
cat
ended.
That cat didn't need a Murano.
He's married to a pole dancer that.
Yeah.
A really good pole dancer too, not just an average
so
one.
So you were place to stay. You were convenient as your modus. What is it?
It's called
all your men.
Motive operandus.
Oh my God! Thank you.
I can't. My
Presley,
glasses aren't on.
Thank you.
Thank you, Presley.
Always thank you. That's really.
Chickens.
Just know.
We're getting the good stuff tomorrow. Presley came through, so you're getting the chicken pate.
So I did release my thing that really, Presley, though, I'm like, thank you.
Awesome.
My thing, if I was the one to open the adult novelty shop, like how I would market it. And I'm not saying that like, because God forbid it's don't compare yourself, but I really thought about it. I really thought about what I would do. What I would add to that clip that I did is I wouldn't keep the back stock on the shelf. I would have the displays of the products, but kind of like a cell phone company. And I would keep the back stock behind it. And that's kind of how I would want it to look. Not like Verizon Wireless exactly.
The chat is on fire too.
I know. Not exactly like a Verizon Wireless, but kind of that style. If I'm going to buy adult toys that are marked up twice, 3 times as much, I'm going to want to walk in and it to have a slight antiseptic smell. It's as clean as can be.
Clean.
And
who's that? Oh,
Paul sent us. It looks like
hey, Bren Michelle says, "Hey, Sean and Mandy made other live." What do you mean, Bren? How you doing? Aziz is here. He said, "I understand, Sean." Thanks, dude.
Yeah, she wants to show them how to use them.
As a guide. That's right.
She really did say that, Sean. She wanted to show them how to use it.
Oh, no, don't do that.
I mean, most women.
That's what OnlyFans is for.
Most women can figure it out.
Yeah.
I mean, Another live, that's what she meant. But yeah,
Anyway.
it was extremely, and then she's like,
You made another live? We'll have to check it out. Another live. Got it.
another live.
Bren Michelle said that right there.
Yay.
Hey,
what does that
Aziz.
mean?
I
Like
don't
she
know.
was on one before. Hey, there's Paula. I didn't, why are you on your second account? Maybe you couldn't. I hope the first one's okay. Just so the roast beef sandwich. You know what?
Jeremy's side.
I'm not even the one that came up with the term of what it looks like. Someone was talking about it, and he's the one that talked about a roast beef sandwich. That's all I'm saying.
She's not on Jeremy's bottom bitch account. He's on the side account.
Well, I don't understand. She sent me a hold on, you guys. I looked at it, Paula. I'm not turning on Paula. I don't know why they get such a kick out of saying that I'm turning on her, that it's evident that
We
Paula
see the
and I
real
are
you,
good.
Paula.
We
see the real you.
We're just as good as we ever were.
You steal all the soap.
Paula probably has better soap than we have.
Adult toy stores here are like a big Walgreens, nothing fancy. That's what Crazy Daisy says.
Right.
Yes.
I want to walk in and just
Paula,
be like,
you can be here in this stream because we like you. This is a safe stream.
It like, because the one, look, I'm still on my, the expensive ones now, like the We Vibes and stuff, like, I really don't have any. They stayed at the house.
Mandy isn't into the fake dick energy.
But they're like different, they're expensive and then they get charged. One was the We Vibe. There was one called the Oh My Bot, and you hook it up to your iPod and it pulses with the beat to the music. Let me tell you something. This is called I Tried to Save My Marriage. None of that shit came out of the box. It was, y'all saw it. Remember when I opened up, if you were in the boardroom days, there was a day I opened up the box of all the shit in the closet. Remember that? Who was watching then? It had the cat of nine. It wasn't even in my closet. It was in his closet.
The cat of nine tails. I think that was still around.
And someone will have, yeah, but when people were like, "Well, ATX, show us what's in there," like,
I do remember that.
Yeah, it had quite a few viewers, and it wasn't. Let's just say it wasn't in my closet.
I have saved her from.
Yeah, all that shit stayed behind. But anyways, point being, these high-end adult toys now. They need to be presented a certain way. Mm-hmm. And then when you go, yeah, I think that and then if you decide you're looking at it, you're handling it, you decide you don't want that one, you want them to have an antiseptic wipe it off, putting it back on the shelf.
Those are kind of like is that for like the woman on the go that really doesn't have is not at home or doesn't have time for a relationship, something like that?
Something like that. I heard one time, and I don't know if it was on YouTube or what, but this one girl.
I mean, it could be a guy.
Stitching. This one girl had those, not the Benoit balls, because those go in your butt, right?
Well, it was some sort of. This outdoor.
She had the. She had the controller in her pocket all day long, and she controlled it all day long and had it up in her. In her thing all day long. I don't remember who it was or where I saw it.
She went to like board meetings with it or whatever?
Yeah, like everywhere. And she said part of the exercises were to keep it in.
Could you imagine that? Your boss is like giving you, you're trying to take notes and you're just sitting there like.
Yep. Hey, Miss Matt. They say also if you get this is the kind of thing we're talking about. I was talking about for members only. These late night adult chats because I don't want to get like whatever, but when I said that, I didn't want y'all to think it was always going to be about our sex life. Okay, so that's tacky.
It is tacky.
But like just late night discussions like this, where it's not necessarily about our life in particular. But she said that also when whoever it was, the same talk said that if you have a clit ring, you'll have one going up the stairs when you're walking up the stairs.
But I don't have a clit.
Such a man. Men are like, well, how does that benefit me?
Everybody would be taking the stairs. Why do you want her having that up the stairs? By the time she gets up the stairs, she don't need you.
But yeah, so anyway, that's what I
Walks
heard.
right past you. Went, hey.
Nobody.
Takes a shower and gets into bed with a sandwich or something.
Nobody's piercing down there on me or my man. But let me catch up with the comments.
So it sounds like these are
that would be a
our enemies, guys. Those are the enemies. We need every advantage that we can get.
Yes, AC. An active straight. Yes. Right, Paula? She's always been so Sean has she always been so sexually charged? Are you talking about me or what's her name? Me? No.
Well,
not till we start talking.
I mean, Mandy's always been gorgeous.
Yay,
so.
Hope. Hope's gonna send us a card.
Yay.
Hey, Michael Greer. I thank you, or you might be talking to Sean, but either way, he says you're pretty.
We were trying to figure that out about another comment, whether
Yeah.
the person was talking about me or her.
Thank you in your dreams. Thank you. The other man, you have class, and the other looks like a gutter hoe. There's just no contentment there. There's with her. And that to me is like, can you imagine living out your life where you're never ever content? You always have to blame people from your past for every single thing that happens.
It's kind of like a textbook, like case study that someone can cry and be like genuinely like upset, talking about things like stealing the soap.
She was talking about the women around the world while she was crying.
Was she?
I always say when we're to the part of the cycle where we're crying about the women around the world, it's about to really, going to hit a climax.
So
and then it's going to go down.
So if we had like a whole 12 o'clock clock of a cycle, that's probably at about 2:15 she starts talking about world affairs.
That's really it. Yeah.
It's.
Thank you, Presley. I hope you heard us say that. Like he said, the chickens are like, you get the good things.
Yeah.
Those damn things were out in the rain today. I couldn't get them to stay in the coop next to the heater. And I was like, you guys, it's pouring cold rain.
Speaking of chickens, this is night 2, either day 3 or night 2. So it was about 48 hours ago that I put the eggs in the incubator. So it's supposed to take like 20 to 21 days. So this is day 2. I did, after day 1, the Silky laid another egg, and I grabbed it last night and put it in there as well. So there's a couple eggs that are like only on day 1, but tomorrow will be day 3 in the incubator, so we'll see what we get. I'm
gonna start decorating their little nursery in there. It looks good. I think us coming forward really helped to I have to say, Sunshine Sally, wherever she is, I hope she's doing well, said this best when she said it one time, and she said it on the call-in show with her. Most people that are having rockin' sex, climbing from the rooftops and things like that, they're not talking about it all the time.
I mean, that's true.
They're not describing it. Last night, I got ASS, just tacky stuff like that.
Yeah.
The people that are doing it are not now. So you can say, well, y'all talk about ours. We don't talk about details about the stuff that we do.
No.
We don't.
We don't want to cause a,
international incident.
That's right. We don't want the internet to break,
The Silkies are the small eggs. The Silkies are definitely the small eggs.
And the first Silky that we got he was smaller than regular chickens, but he wasn't. These 2 Silkies are small. They are small.
Yes. Let it go. Do you remember when she was saying that old Billy boy, ate the salad or whatever, and she's like, ooh, I didn't know I'd like it.
It's tossed the salad.
No, but I don't want to say it like that, because now that you've said it, now it's going to be like, bing.
But it doesn't. That's why you say it that way, because so it doesn't get...
You don't think that the YouTube filters know what toss the salad means?
No, but toss salad
How do you know
with your chili, because that's the term. I had to look it up. Urban Dictionary, people...
I had to,
look up toss the salad.
You know what term I had to look up, and I don't ever, I'm going to say it, and we're going to move on, because I don't even like saying
it. An Alaskan snow crab?
That's it.
Yeah. What about an Alaskan snow crab or a rusty trombone?
What?
You got to look it up. Urban Dictionary.
Remember when I said the purple-headed yogurt slinger? You're like, I've never heard that one.
That's a good one. The purple-headed yogurt slinger.
I was in, Texas. Google is handy. There's some things on there that like now it's a troll name, but Blue Waffle. I worked at the teen center in Fort Belvoir, and I heard this term, and I'm like, what? And they're like, oh, Miss Mandi. And I was like, what? And they were like, just look it up and don't ever mention it again.
And you did.
It's the condition itself doesn't really exist.
Oh.
I mean, the word it came from was I don't know. Anyway.
Probably like South Park or The Simpsons or something like that came up with it.
Something like that.
Sawyer
Something like
just
that.
is wore out.
He's tired. He was trying to figure out all day today how to get the minimum done he needed outside.
Okay, so here is he's gonna have to go one more time. Here's the daily post office story.
Aziz like that.
I took the 2-ton truck down the road because they were like, here, go deliver this package to this person. We thought we lost it, and they were all pissed off. So we figured out, we found the package, and they told me to take it. But I'm in the like UPS truck. So I stop, and there's 3 mailboxes that are on the side of the road, and I'm looking at them. And then there's kind of a dirt road that kind of goes up to a field, and I guess the houses are down there. And they're like, make sure that you take her the package to make her happy. And there's a reason why the mailboxes were on the road. Man, I took that truck down that road. There was donkeys out there. There was
there chickens?
I didn't see chickens, but I saw donkeys and cows and like retriever dogs. And and I'm bouncing around in the mail truck.
Oh no, by the way, says someone bailed my ex-husband out. That's no good.
What?
Mama Ricky didn't get held
sucks.
Didn't get held for review when he came in. Mama Ricky, we've been talking about it all.
Lovely Lisa Warrior, I've already had a bubble bath. I started the day.
And
I came walking through the door.
Laugh. That's what made me laugh. I had the chili ready, and then I had already taken the shower.
Sean works at a convenience store. Kind of is.
And that's also okay. So when she's like, his itty bitty tiny ego can't handle it. Again, you're not saying it right. If you're trying to insult him, you're gonna say he has a big ego.
A little tiny ego.
A little tiny ego means he's humble. Bitch, I can't keep you straight on all your insults. Yep. Your dragging needs help. All right. And
I mean, the more Mandi takes care of me, the more she is by my side. It gets smaller and smaller. Every once in a while, I'm on one. Right. Mm-hmm. Every once in a while, I'm on one. But for the most part, yeah, that's right.
That's what I'm saying. Like, egos are meant to be little. That means humble.
When you say big dick energy, that's a compliment. And when you say itty bitty ego, that's also a compliment.
Yeah. Bitch, I can't help you keep your shit straight. I need you to help me on this one because you end up complimenting him and you don't. Well, maybe you do mean to compliment him.
And speaking of egos and this and that, what's up with the recent rash of YouTube people?
Right, Paul?
YouTube people worried about couples that are on the internet.
You're not going to the bathroom, are you?
No, he's not.
Okay.
Come here, Sawyer. What is it? It was foodie beauty and this and that. Why are people so obsessed with people's sex lives on the internet? You know, that it was
whether or not they're doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's odd. And I mean, specifically though, it's foodie beauty and her man. And I don't know where people are. I guess she said that they haven't. I don't know where people are getting that idea that they didn't.
But if she said they haven't, for whatever reason, it's none of our business. Why is that a trollable thing? I mean, why is that? Why would people belittle that?
Michael Greer says you look less stressed than when I saw you on Dr. Phil.
I'm less stressed. I am.
Because they're not having it.
I'm drinking a Bing. That's pretty good. Yeah. I didn't think that I wasn't gonna go with a Monster this late.
This late at night.
Because I need to save some energy.
Here's the thing.
Whatever kind of energy it is for her later.
Yes. No, we've already talked about that. Yeah. That's a definite.
Okay.
Why?
See, there it is.
Why? Okay. Why? But I hate to be like this, but why would they not have done it? Because if he is a devout Muslim or whatever, they wait till they get married too, don't they?
I guess on the exterior. Okay. I know that the only real experience I have, I was in the Middle East for a couple years, right? And only in Iraq. And those the population that I was around were very, I mean, on the outside it was like no sex and marital sex, but on the behind closed doors, they were all getting it on. They were with
girls,
with all kinds.
Okay.
You know, it was just it was very different. It was very different.
Who's being mean to you, trash? I have like a cat hair in my nose. Fitted sheets. Randy's Life posted the funniest thing I've ever seen about that the other day. It said how to fold a fitted sheet. And it said, "Oh, screw it! Roll it up the best you can and stick it at the back of the closet."
Aziz
do you
just
know
said
that's how you do it? And I wonder how though anybody who has experience as a housekeeping service or whatever, I'd be curious to know what the way. I will say that my ex folded it, but he laid it out and straightened the corners.
her ex liked laundry, so when
it relaxed him, so it was
AC Drake says monster is bad for you, will eat your esophagus. Yeah,
I bet it will.
it can't be good for a 53-year-old either.
Oh,
but it's not like I drink them all day.
Can I tell him about the thing?
Yeah.
The GI doctor?
Yeah.
So the polyps that they because he
we got it. You guys remember I had my colonoscopy was about 3 weeks ago now, right?
We finally got a letter that said they've been trying to get a hold of him and they can't get a hold of him, so to call. So another 3 days later, I called and I said, I think he said I could get
I did.
I said they said the polyps that they removed are precancerous. So they've been removed and that's okay, but that side they couldn't completely see. They want to, in 3 to 6 months, make sure they get any polyps that are off this side. And this is what she said. If they remove the polyp that is precancerous, and this goes with anything in your body, when they remove it, and then it doesn't test, again, that area doesn't test positive for that, it's gone.
Right.
It's gone. So I said, would you say it's like a stage 0 cancer? And she went, no. It's precancerous tissue.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, thank you.
But it's gone.
It's gone.
Except for the right side that they
to make sure. And they didn't say like he had to go in. I guess if there had been some squamous cells or something in there, then they would do it earlier.
They would have said it, yeah.
Yeah. So that was how that went. So I thought that was interesting. And she was like, no.
And this is why, and now
cancer is cancer. Stage 0 is
right.
Anyway, that's what.
But this is on a serious tip here.
Do you want
something told me like when we first got together when I was turned 50, I'm 53 now. Do your over 50 physical and get it done. So I did, and so we started it in Texas, and I was. I did the prostate exam and all that. Well, then COVID hit, and it, kind of put everything on hold. Nothing, what do they call it, like elective or whatever, or, over 50, all that went on hold because of COVID. And so it took about 2 years later, I said, let me go ahead and finish it. And something was like, just go ahead, because when we get into our 50s, especially, we have a lot of people that we know that have cancer, and we're losing people. And, so, and a lot of times, and not in all cases, but a lot of doctors will tell you that when they find the cancer, when it's visible, it's been there. It's been there for a while. When it's, starts staging, stage 2, stage 3, it's been there for a second. So, let's say I was like, go get this colonoscopy done. You guys have been with us. I tried to get it, a couple months ago and screwed that up. So I went 3 weeks ago and got it done. And this is why they find things in a 53-year-old colon and take them out because there's not any threat that later on down the road when I'm 55 or when I'm 60, and get sick, they find a stage like level of something. So
had aggressive.
I'm glad I did
cancer at 55. I died. Yes, that's especially with family history. He doesn't have any family history of it, and I don't either. But when he removed them, when he said they didn't look cancerous, they didn't look whatever, we'll send them off. Then today I was like, so did he make a mistake when he said, he was like, no, I mean, you can't look at it and see it's precancerous. When you look at a polyp that's cancerous, you pretty much know it is.
Yeah.
And even then, it's I don't know the particulars about if it gets into the adrenal glands. I don't know anything about that, but I think it's one of those things when they remove it right when it starts, it's gone.
Yeah. I mean, but
I don't know. I just know that she said she would not. Yeah, be safe.
They would have
Presley,
told me
driving home.
Presley, be safe, and know that thanks to you, the chickens are getting the good stuff.
They're fly craze.
They are. They're going to get fly. Yeah, something like that. But that's why you do it. That's why we get this stuff done. And I never really worried. I knew once I got it done, I knew if it was something worse than that, they would have just been like, you got to come back. Yeah. You got to come back. And when they were like, just give us a call or whatever, Mandi is my representative. I put down on everything that she's able to talk on my behalf for medical things. So what is it? What do I go? They want 3 to 6 months to come get the other side done or something?
Yeah, like and they said you have to go to an appointment where they talk to you about how to properly. I'm like, oh, you need to just say, look, dude, I'm going to be taking kratom. So how do you want me to do that? You want me to...
unless you want a wild man on your hands, there's going to be some kratom that is involved here.
I guess you could drink one of those extracts and then just flush it with water. But then you're not supposed to drink anything.
I know.
Anyway, I said you're just going to
have to have a serious problem.
You're just going to have to... But it's not like when he doesn't have it, like, it's not like a heroin withdrawal. You just get tired.
The thing was when I went in there... When I went in there, and Mandi was like, you dumbass. Because when I'm sitting in there, the lady was like, so you've had nothing to eat or drink? And I said, well, I had a sip of water on the way in. And they kind of looked at me. Then I walked back out, and we have to wait 3 hours because I had a sip of water. And Mandi's like, you told them?
But it's good.
But I was like,
someone did.
And I was
your dad
like,
said you knew someone who aspirated.
Because you can aspirate, if even just from a sip of water. Yeah. So anyway.
Yes, send definitely prayers. It says melanoma always turns into lymphoma. Prayers for your complete healing. There's just so much more education now out there than there used to be. Like the importance of sunblock, how very susceptible to skin cancer you are. Used to they would tell, it can lead to skin cancer. Yeah, whatever. Slather the oil and do whatever. But then you start seeing like my dad, he's continually having spots removed because he and I thought the same way. Sunblock is called just staying in the house. That's what we called it. We did not put sunblock on or whatever. And now he's continually having places removed. And I asked him, I said, so if you had it to do over again, would you use sunblock? He was like, well, obviously, yeah. Mm-hmm. So,
one thing about my father-in-law, I was around him for a couple of years, and he is, if nothing else, he's pretty honest. He's got a great sense of humor. He's a really good musician.
Oh wow!
But he's pretty honest. He'll just tell you.
Mm-hmm. He's a good. He's a good man.
He's a good man.
He's a whole lot like Sean. They have a lot of similar characteristics. Nothing really surprises my dad. And if he's your friend, he's your friend.
Yeah.
He's your friend.
Sure. I miss him. I was just telling Mandi that I got to get on the computer and look at my vacation days after Christmas,
Presley said
February, March or something,
her
and go
butthole's fresh as a daisy. She has them every 6 years. She said she has her colonoscopy every 6 years. Her butthole is fresh as a daisy.
That's it. If there's anything in there, they scrape it clean.
If you have a yes, Aziz. When they do those things, if you have a hemorrhoid, can they cut those off too? Because that's the varicose vein of the rectum.
But didn't they say that there was one right on the outside, that they?
But I don't know if a polyp and a hemorrhoid are the same thing.
I knew about that one. I mean, I don't. It's gross, but I was like,
I know they say that's what a hemorrhoid is, a varicose vein. So if you're prone to them in your legs and stuff, a lot of women push them out when they have a child. They'll have Trisha Paytas was.
She's pregnant again. That's what is it? Correct me if I'm wrong. I thought she was pregnant again. Is Trisha Paytas pregnant again?
She was going to start trying. I didn't know.
I think I was just breezing through Twitter today.
Oh wow.
And I think she is, which is...
I'd be doing it back to back to back like that, too. No, just one. No, I just want one. Sean wants two. But anyways...
Do want two. I just think I know you're a phenomenal mother. I've seen it. And I think that, if you had my baby, it would be like, I don't know, it'd be pretty complete then. I'm pretty complete now, but you always think about.
We just have to keep
What
making
else?
the same
Yes.
steps forward, and if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
No, she's not. I didn't think she was. She's gonna try though.
Where did I read that? Maybe
You
somebody was
probably read
trolling.
that she's.
Somebody was trolling.
She
trolling
said the
and
other
putting it
day
up.
she plans to be pregnant within the next month.
I thought she was.
They never had sunblock when I was growing up. Sunburn hurt so bad and never went out in the sun. My 5 siblings stayed out in the sun all summer. I look 20 years younger. That's the other thing. You look, it ages you so bad. I mean, I think part of the reason that I mean, I'm not saying, oh, I look so young. During the years when everybody was hanging out in the sun, I was raising kids.
Yeah.
I couldn't really, you know what I mean?
But you don't look 43 at all.
Well, thank you. And I also, because we were broke except for Johnson's head to toe baby soap, and that's what we bathed the babies in. That's what I washed my face with. That was the only soap I used for years and years and years. I think when people put all this expensive stuff all over their face and lather it and layer it and slug it and whatever, I think it does the opposite.
Yeah. We got a lot of people in here tonight that I haven't seen in a while. Slugging?
Slugging. Karen, are you still in here? Sorry, you're the...
Thank you,
Yeah,
Aziz.
I know Let It Go, her mother, was it her mother or her sister I know had Alzheimer's?
I know what else I heard today, guys.
I
that
used Ivory, yes, Ivory soap too.
I use that, yeah. Tammy Slayton's engaged. Tammy.
That's good. Last I heard, they said that TLC isn't releasing that she's actually passed away. That TLC
Really?
won't release it until the season.
Well-
but if she's
well-
engaged, then that's good.
Okay, so let me make, because in my Twitter, I thought it was her that posted that she's happier and this and that, and I quoted and tweeted, you know, that I congratulated her. So
Thank you, Aziz.
hopefully it's true. If it's not, then
her
I got
sister,
trolled
that's
again.
Slugging is done at the Pentagon every day. Lots of people go to work that way. MAC makeup is really bad for the skin. I've heard that. You do look young, Mandy. Thank you.
She does.
I
mean, compared to me, I look like a geezer compared to her. This is my.
No, you don't.
Who was it? Where
You're
did we
6
go?
foot.
Where did we go that they thought you were my daughter? Who? Oh, it was work. Remember when Rich was
He goes, well, you can at least clean it out. And I was like, oh, whatever, getting into his truck. And he went in, your daughter was getting in your truck.
So it was early in the morning. It's when I was going to work at 4. This is about a year and a half ago. And Mandi came to get something out of my truck. I think it was still dark out or something. It was early. And one of the truck drivers came in and goes,
yes, let it go.
your daughter was getting something out of your truck. And I was like, my daughter? And then I said, that's my wife. And he was like, wow.
And Sean was like, that's not my, that's not my daughter, that's my wife.
That's my wife, dude. You know,
I think it's cool as fuck. If people initially think that you're my dad or whatever, and I'm like, no, this is all mine. I like being younger and I like older guys, so it all worked out.
Does
That's
like
what I'm
older
saying
guys.
when
It's
people
like-
start going, he's old. Keep
'Cause you know-
saying it.
I mean, it was when you break up,
I
as
do
bad
wanna
as you
see
want
it.
to break up, when you're 50, you're kind of like, oh my God, I got it. And then she crossed right over and she said, hey, what's up? Come to Texas. I was like, whew, I don't have to play the dating game again.
Thank you. Michael Gurr says, you're lucky Sean Mandy's hot for 43. Thank you.
Very hot.
I did say, you can come to Texas. I don't
She
know.
did, and we were
have to-
kinda
the
like-
forever thing, we'll have to work on that. And then I'm like 2 days
come to
later,
Texas.
no, forever works. Does it work for
If
you?
you
Or like,
come to Texas,
yeah, forever.
First things first, let's deal with the 50-meter target. Come to Texas and let's get a hotel
And part
room.
of it is because I don't like and I'm not saying, oh, I'm so great, but I just didn't sleep around. If I was at that stage, that's why I got what 2, 3 with my first love. That was just not something I did. So I was struggling already with, okay, I really want him, but if he comes to Texas and we do it, there's so many things wrong with this. I'm married. I don't just sleep with. Well, you know what? Does this day work for you? Come on down.
I said, here's the flight. And the other thing was, it was like, if you get a hotel, there was something, and you kind of said, like, I'm not paying for the hotel. And I was like, no, I'm not talking about that. You just tell me the date, time groups, the times. And
I'm not a pro at how this thing works, but I'm pretty sure you have to. But Also the thing about it, and I think it's for both of us, is I had thought that I was just no longer interested in sex, period. You know what I mean? Like I had thought, so then all of a sudden when this gets awakened, or whatever the term is, then it's like, oh my gosh. So it's not just a me thing, it's a thing.
And that's it. I mean, it's when sex is, it's like to digress. Sex was terrible. Sex is that. It sure was. It sucked.
Yeah.
Because you didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it. But when you meet somebody that's like, yeah, and then you fall for them.
2 years, Michael. 3 years in September.
When you fall for them, then it's, and Mandy and I were both, just so hungry. Like she said, she didn't think she really enjoyed it anymore. And I was just kind of like, I'm 50 years old, over my sexual prime and this and that. And you have a beautiful woman that's 10 years younger than you. That's like, yeah, and you're like, yeah. And then for it to be,
back it up.
You can back that ass up. And then for it to be like,
that's where you let it go.
The best ever. It just was like, wow.
And at first, it was definitely, obviously, the best for me too. But when he was saying, no, you don't understand, like even college, everything, this is like that. But I was like, shut up, you're just saying that. And then he was like, nope. And now I believe it because often, it's mutual, and it's so often that I can't fathom that he was just giving me lip service by saying there's not something to it.
And it's like, if you're young, it's okay. I can only speak from my immature ass.
And I'm not crazy.
I didn't really know. The most of my partners came like in between, like from 17 to like 25. And I personally, I didn't know what hell I was doing. It's just, you have a few beers, you're in college or whatever. But, and if you are 25 years old and you're rocking it, then good. I know I was not. It was just not. Yeah. And it just wasn't. So when Mandy says, "Oh, and Angelo calls me a whore," because I was a bit of a whore when I was younger.
Whore.
It was like, I guess, but I just wasn't a very good one.
Well, I understand what you're saying. You attach emotion to it or whatever. And Sean is not a sloppy drunk sex kind of liker.
No,
he doesn't.
Mandy and I have never had.
Well,
she's
drunk.
sober. She was sober when I met her, and I haven't had a drink since I've been with you. Mm-hmm. Not with her, not without her, not hanging out with.
But you said in college when women would be sloppy drunk,
I wasn't interested in it.
I don't want that.
And I didn't get it. And there's a couple of reasons. Number one, there's
Aziz says, Sean, we are just human.
We are. We're just dudes, right?
Have a good night,
we are merely men. It's like if you dangle the steak in front of the lion long enough, the lion's going to eat the steak. But I just didn't. It didn't, alcohol infused nights just didn't do it for me.
Loretta said, how could she do it being as she was being starved to death and had no soap?
She had no soap. It's nasty.
When I was little, I used dish soap to take bubble baths with, but my mom always said, you'll get an infection down there.
Well,
did any of your mothers give you that warning?
Like,
I don't think I ever had one, but when you, was that always a warning for your mom? Like when you put stuff in the bath, or you're going to get an infection down there? What was infection down there? Nobody even really knew what it meant. Yes. But they would say, wash well, you'll get an.
Yep.
I bet you in here someone else is going to say, oh yeah, nobody wants to private date chat girls. Thanks for spamming, but we're not looking for. Nobody here is like.
When we get on one like this, I've got to delete a couple comments out of our, it's in some foreign language. It's like some kind of adult website.
I used a whole box of Mr. Bubble once. Yeah. But did any of your moms or grandmothers ever say that? You don't want to take your swimsuit off after you get out of the pool. Don't sit in it. You don't want to get an infection down there. And you're like, what infection? Down there. So is it just the whole area, or is it?
It's not till you're older and you go, wow, and you look down there. Ooh, that's an infection. That looks infected. It's like
you're like, that's like something.
Damn, that's what Mom was talking about. What the fuck is
Bath
that?
and Body Works, I've heard if you use their bath soaps, it can you see Colleen's mom said it. Mm-hmm. and what was the other thing? Oh, and when she taught me to shave my legs, you can't shave above the knee because that hair will grow back black and hairy. Just shave to your knees. And I thought, I talked to my sister about it. My sister was 10 years older, and I was like, do you shave up past your knees? She goes, hell yeah, I do. Who do we? She goes, oh yeah, mom said that. No.
Or when you go to a party and the
Use
football players,
protection.
the football player, they shave his leg, and he's like. So here's the story. I went to Athens, to the University of Georgia, at a party with my brother, and this has got to be 30 years ago, right? And he was so 30 years ago I was 20. Yeah, so he was like a freshman or sophomore there. So it was almost 30 years ago. So we're at Athens and we're hanging out. And there's a lot of football players at this party, and there was a lot of alcohol being drank and all that. So this one dude was like super hairy. You know, he passes out on the couch. They shave one leg. And, and it took a while because this is like this 6'7", 350-pound.
And didn't you say you were the quarterback from Valdosta or something?
Yeah, they all thought I played football. I told them I was a quarterback for Valdosta State and all that. They didn't know.
Yes, see?
And
Christine
so
knows.
this guy's laying there, and it's like, I don't know who said it, either me or somebody was like, I can't believe that this guy stayed passed out while you're shaving his leg. Because, I mean, you're talking about hair and then a baby soft leg after they, and this guy laid there and he was like, oh, I know what you're doing. And when I can walk and talk again, I'm going to wreak havoc on this whole place. Like, so he was laying there, but he was too drunk to do anything. And that's when we said, well,
time to head out.
Time to head out. I don't want this big motherfucker waking up and beating my ass. So we left that party.
He was going to wreak havoc on everything.
And the whole place. And he was a big kid. So anyway,
let's see, just drinking moonshine. He could have been I went to school 8-12 with Frank Pollock, the 49ers, I guess. He used to shave his legs at school before a game. I've heard all those athletes do.
Who was it?
It's what By the Way said.
Oh.
Hope I didn't pull that off.
Yes, that was hidden by Let It Go. See, we're on one tonight because we got to like
the people come in. Nobody wants to call anybody on a sex line. Everybody's pretty well taken care of.
Frank Pollock. I don't know that
I
name.
recognize the name.
Well, there was a David Pollock, and he went to Georgia.
Maybe
and
that's what I'm thinking of. I bet
he
she knows.
He was like All-American. He was a linebacker, I believe. But he hurt his neck. I think he was drafted by the Bengals. And he had a neck injury, and they said, if you keep playing, you're good now, but if you injure it again, it can paralyze you.
He's a line coach.
So, but David Pollock is now if you watch College Game Day, David Pollock is on there as he's an analyst. He makes a lot of money doing that. He's on there with Kirk Herbstreit and all those guys.
See, he has all of this information retained. If I were to call my mom right now on speaker and said, I got some bubble bath soap at Walmart, and I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna see. I guarantee you, my mom would be like, "You be careful, you don't get an infection." Some of that stuff causes an infection. All the ladies in here going, my mom used to say the same thing.
Hold on, I was visited by an athlete today. Let's see.
Oh, I have your phone. Oh, you're gonna pull out that. I guarantee you, she will be careful. You know how moms are. They never. No, it's. And their hair doesn't get stuck in their legs, in their pants, I think. Isn't that what it is, why they shave their legs?
So they don't do what?
I know swimmers, they think it makes them faster. But why do football players shave their legs?
Well, I mean, they're always taping their legs up.
That might be why.
And so when you're like taping your ankles or taping your knees.
That's what By the Way said.
Yeah. So because you're always taping like all the hair on my arm. So if I'm taping my wrists and stuff, I would shave it first. But when you guys, a few nights ago when I was talking about...
I'm going to pull the picture up, but I'm going to edit it, so...
So I was talking to a guy, he came in, he was the Oakland A's, those of you all that are out in California, the Oakland A's, the baseball team. And he was wearing the shirt, and I was talking to him about the A's and about my buddy that lives
I can show it.
in town there. His son was drafted in the 4th round by the Oakland A's, and he's a AAA. And... So that's the dude. I got the story behind it. So this guy was talking. He had this really intimate knowledge of baseball and this and that. So I said, who are you? And he said, my name's Terrence Gore. And I know who Terrence Gore was. He was drafted 20th overall in like the 1994 draft or something like that for baseball. And anyway, so I had this conversation with him. He played for about 4 years when he broke into the majors with Oakland. He played for about 4 years every day for him. And now he's retired. He's 46 years old. So I had this conversation about it the other day. Well, he came into my work today, and he said, I had a really good talk, and he gave me, says best wishes, Sean, and he brought a baseball that he signed. So that's cool. The story. So Terrence Gore, like Mandi always talks about, how all this information and stuff like that, sports information, this and that, sometimes it pays off, and you meet people and you become friends with them. So Terrence Gore, any of you got Oakland A's fans, look him up. He was kind of a big deal for a few years in baseball. So that's anyway, very cool. Actually, there was a movie called Moneyball, and it was
Hey Nelson.
It was about the Oakland A's and how they started using cybermetrics to figure out how to sign players and this and that. And he was actually in the movie, but it was an actor that played Terrence, but he was Terrence in the movie, but it was just an actor during the Moneyball years. So anyway, you can look
Isn't that cool?
Yeah. So this will go right on the shelf. You remember my cousin Andy got me a baseball signed by Dwight Gooden. He gave it to me at the family reunion. So it's going to go on the shelf with my other signed stuff. Very cool.
Oh, that's very cool. So Frank and went, and by the way, went to Greenway High School in Phoenix, Arizona. Who did? Levi, I saw you in here earlier, but I don't think I got to say hi. Hold on. I'm going to let you see it. The World Cup soccer soon. And what was the other one I saw? About your okay. My grandson's high school football team is on the second round of state playoffs Friday night. They are undefeated and ruled every team they have played all year. Last Friday night, we won 78-20.
This is football?
Yeah, and by the way, his grandson started football this year. And then the last one was... Sin says, how about those Broncos? We got fleeced by Seattle with Wilson.
But, yeah, well, so because Russell Wilson is now the Denver's quarterback.
And
and Mandi's Seahawks.
Yeah.
So Geno Smith, who used to back up Russell Wilson in Seattle. Yeah, he is now the starter. And is doing very, very well for...
Stop, Sawyer.
As Seattle's quarterback. I think that...
Sawyer.
John Elway has a roll in the dice. He's the general manager of Denver. He's a Hall of Fame quarterback, 2-time Super Bowl champion for Denver. It's now their general manager. He took a chance. I mean, we saw it with Peyton Manning. He got traded from Indy over to Denver when Peyton Manning came over and won a Super Bowl. We saw it last year where Matt Stafford was in Detroit and he got traded to the Rams and they won a Super Bowl. So they were just trying to follow that formula, and it's not working out so well. It really isn't.
Stop.
By the way, says John Elway has a house here. He's a jerk. I've heard that he's kind of a dickhead. I've heard that before.
Don't you think most athletes probably are?
I don't know. Terrence was really cool. When I was talking to him today, I just had a line, and I didn't mean to I was just chatting with him, but I had to keep working. I had a line of stuff to do. And
that's cool,
when they leave, when you meet somebody and you have a conversation, then when they leave, you're like, was I rude?
They always, but they always, if Sean talks to them for any length of time, it doesn't even have to be just athletes. We have a thing that a military officer wrote, his memoirs. Sean had talked to him one day about it, and he came back and brought him the, little manuscript thing. I'm like, pretty soon we're going to have to do the pet dance because it's cold and rainy outside. Eleanor went outside to get away from Scout. So Eleanor's outside, probably waiting to come in for Scout to go to bed. See, a mother's job is never done. But it's okay right now.
Gigi said, gotta run. Thanks for coming in. So there's a lot of Denver fans here.
I've heard, hey Wilson, the Seahawks should have I didn't catch the rest.
They're talking about the coaches like Bevel, Hackett. I think what happened in Denver is they tried to bring Russell Wilson in, and then they have to try to mold their play calling, away from what they normally do. But I think Russell Wilson is, he's not in his prime anymore. It's kind of like Aaron Rodgers up there in Green Bay. He's struggling. These guys were all great Hall of Fame quarterbacks that are.
I call him Pornstachio.
Aaron
looks
Rodgers mustache.
like an old 70s.
These guys are. We saw Matt Ryan. He was our quarterback in Atlanta for years. They sent him off to the Colts for a 6th round pick. Basically,
he was line coach, blew the last play at the 2nd Super Bowl. Yeah, everybody remembers that.
Is that when they threw the pass instead of handing off to Lynch?
Yes, and everyone went because it was in the bag. It was done, and I still have a picture. It's on Facebook of my ex standing there watching it, and he's like,
and this is a dude that never shows emotion.
So because he was like, oh my, it's gonna be 2 years and he went. And I mean, we both sat there for like 5 minutes and we're like, that can't just happen.
Because that would have been back to back for them.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was done. All he had to do was.
But nobody had to suffer. I'm a Falcons fan. The 28-3 Super Bowl, right? Where the Falcons were up 28-3 in the 4th quarter and ended up losing.
And I had forgotten.
Right?
I had forgotten about that.
But your ex-husband reminded you.
That's what I'm saying.
So Mandy and I are dating, and we're living. We're in Texas, and we're going through our divorces.
Things
and
as amicable as you can expect.
And I was talking about, I was ragging the Seahawks about something because they're both Seahawks fans. And this guy pulls out, at least we didn't blow the Super Bowl. And I was like, I don't like your husband. I don't like that guy.
Well, that's why I said so I guess, because Lynch was, why he was there? Nobody knew why he was there.
Yeah, you remember the whole Super Bowl week when they were interviewing Marshawn Lynch? They'd ask him a question and he'd go, "You know why I'm here."
Yeah, and then
they
it was
know why I'm here.
At the last minute, it was like. Yep. So then he goes, "Well, ask him how they gave away a 20." And I was like, "Oh gosh." Right. Mm-hmm. And you were like, "That's not nice."
Sin says we are now owned by the Walmart family. I think it's hysterical that every time a KC or Raiders fans shops at Walmart, they're supporting the Broncos. That's the way
I've heard
things
that.
are, though.
And I like Richard Sherman too. And I like Lynch.
I mean, the Seahawks are a likable team.
Well, they had the dream team going on for a while.
Pete Carroll, the head coach, he's always got some bandage on his nose and he's chomping away.
They hold him back so he doesn't go on.
He's like 75 years old, man.
There was a time they had like a dream team of people that
they had the Legion of Boom, the 12th man.
Exactly, and there was not only were they good, but they had star power.
And it was the defense really. Like you had Russell Wilson and all those people, but it was really their defense.
He was always like, "Good game, come on guys, let's go."
What's that? Yeah.
Remember when?
Yep. Yeah. Real good team. Real good team. Come on.
And they're like,
real good team.
And then he would. Sometimes the players would be like,
"Dude, just shut the fuck up."
Yeah.
How can you have that energy all the time? But Golden Tate was banging his wife, so there's that too.
Russell Wilson said, "Golden Tate's banging my wife. One of us has got to go." And they said, "Get your shit together."
They told Golden Tate the next night he was riding out to the Giants or something like that.
They did. They said, "How long will it take you to get your stuff together? Because you need." Well, I need no.
We're still going to pay you.
We'll box it for you.
Yeah, your $4 million salary is we're going to write you a check.
And now we joke.
Get on the plane and get out of here.
He's sitting under an overpass with Delonte, and Delonte's like, "Did you bang LeBron's mom?" No, I didn't bang LeBron's mom. Oh, I banged
Delonte West.
Wilson's wife.
Delonte West was the player that supposedly slept with
and
LeBron James' wife.
Apparently has admitted to it. He's admitted to it now that is exactly what happened. His mental illness is his mental illness. But he got pushed out because
he got pushed out of the league because he was sleeping with LeBron James' mom, and
but
LeBron
something
was
must
like,
have
"No."
gone wrong. He must have not treated her well.
Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking.
Well, it might have been the mental illness,
Yeah.
Maybe he didn't shower.
He's one.
Maybe he stole the soap.
I know.
He could have stole all the soap.
Listen, and that's another thing. Bitch, a big jug of Dr. Teal's bath suds is $5.97. We go through. Well, you like the elderberry kind. He likes.
Yeah,
I make sure he's got the elderberry kind with the but still Dr. Teal's with the salt. He likes both of those.
Tell you what. Since I stole all the soap, our PO box is up there. Send us a Christmas card. We'll send you some soap. or something like
We'll
that.
send you, God
Yeah.
knows what she would send us. I'm sure she'll send us something. She loves us.
Yeah.
But the thing is,
I'll get a no contact.
so it's
order.
$5.97 for the thing.
I'll take it legal.
And then you get the bag of so for $10 you can get a big thing of Epsom salt elderberry and a great big foaming bath bubble, right? $10.
You can even get a loofah.
I mean,
You get a loofah with it.
if you're doing lip flips and
I tell you what, you
and
send us a
forehead
Christmas card.
bulges and
Christmas card will get you some Dr. Teal's elderberry soap and a loofah.
God no, I don't want to know her address.
Yeah, on second thought, don't do that.
She's
Paula's
like, what?
attorney-
You will send me one? You'll send me one?
This Paula's attorney probably has her address, so that
I don't know because yours didn't.
I know.
No, but for real, McNamara didn't know her address. Mandi USA plays the Welsh on Monday, November
That's
the 21st.
a World Cup
Nice.
qualifier, right? It's a World Cup like.
And then Wilson said, let's see, they're laughing. Wilson says, let me go back up. Everybody was laughing, but I don't see what he said. Hold on. Hi, let it go. Why don't I see it? Did it get removed?
Who got their comment removed?
I see.
Ricky's not in here tonight or out
He
there.
was, but he
Oh,
didn't
really?
get he didn't get held for review. I don't know what he said.
You're off your game, Ricky.
I know. There we go. There we go. The other thing that is noteworthy, okay, so we don't make any bones about it. We usually go over, but
Junior Seau, yeah.
for analytics purposes, you're supposed to try to stream for 60 minutes. Have you ever noticed that heifer can do an entire meltdown in 60 minutes and 4 seconds? She can go through the entire cycle, but you bet she hits her 60 minutes. Now you tell me that shit ain't made up.
It's a cycle.
But you know what I mean? Like
She's just riding that bike, baby.
It'll be 60 minutes to the time. And I'm like, you can't tell me that that's not, whatever. But it's like, anyway, crying over bath soap. Like I said, $10 you can get yourself to. Nobody's stealing it now.
I mean, hell, they were making fun of Mandi because she took a picture and had like 6 bags of bath salt on there.
Yeah, they're like, what does she need all that soap for? And then they're like, well, she has a nasty whatever. And I was like, I'll give you credit for that one. That was a pretty good low blow. I'll give you credit for that.
It's not. It's an infection.
You got a picture of my torso in the thing. I'll give you credit for that too, because let me tell you something. I'm in the drama community too. Someone that I don't like, if someone had come across that, I'd be like, who? But I wouldn't share it.
That's the thing, man.
I wouldn't share it. I laugh with my friends and my group. Well, I'd throw it up on a troll account.
It's like, whoa, big girl. Like, you're all big girls. All
Anyway,
y'all.
but yeah, I thought that was funny, hysterically crying about bath soap.
Yeah, it's like,
And
I'm home from work and it's like.
He uses Head and Shoulders.
Yeah. I used it tonight. Look.
Head and
how-
Shoulders, which is it the tingly scalp
It's
one?
it's the kind, yeah.
He calls it the tingly scalp, but that's not
because
what
you know
it's
when you
called.
wash the Head and Shoulders, it's like,
Tea Tree.
well,
Tea Tree 2-in-1 or something.
something like that. But
Yeah.
the commercial used to say
Yes.
that. Remember when
Show him
the
the bathtub.
Head and Shoulders makes your hair? It does. It makes me,
Makes him tingly all over.
it makes me want to like wash my hair more. But since I'm going bald, you can't.
You're so bad.
Look, you know what else it is? Since we've been together, my hair's not as gray.
Yes, they need points. Stitch your nose about soccer. I'll give you that. He that is his favorite kind. Is that one? I had to buy it at Kroger's last time because that happened to be where I was. It was freaking stuff is expensive, you guys. Have y'all noticed just how much stuff is in, well, of course you have, but for a little package of little paper plates,
Trash Panda's bed is now dressed. Good.
Uncoated plates, like that's what I cooked those soft pretzels on. They're $4
Yeah, everything's so
for
expensive.
some little bitty paper plates. Thank God for Presley. The chickens can eat off paper plates.
Junior Seau, someone who was that said about Junior. Yeah, it was, by the way, Junior Seau.
Where is that?
The brain injury. Junior Seau took his own life, and that
From that?
traumatic brain injury. And there was a movie that Will Smith was in a couple
Oh,
years
I
ago
remember
that
that.
talked about that. What is the name of that movie? But I wanted to see it before that was a couple years before he jumped on stage and slapped Chris Rock or whatever. But that movie was based on Junior Seau's death, brought awareness to traumatic brain injury, concussion syndrome in the NFL, and how it can cause,
lifetime.
Yeah, traumatic brain injury, depression.
Is that what happened?
Suicidal stuff.
Muhammad Ali too.
No, he was just punch drunk. He got, and I don't.
That's what I mean, though. Like,
yeah, but he didn't.
Similar.
He didn't kill himself though.
No, but it was from his fighting.
Yeah.
The reason he ended up, And they're saying even if there's no way to completely prevent it, they need to compensate for it.
That was the whole point. And people were talking about how, these football players make millions and millions of dollars and this and that. Well, there's so many, for every guy that makes, $30 million playing football, there's another 500 that don't, and so what becomes of them, anyway.
And there's things like the protocols that if they do it, it can help to minimize.
What was the name of the movie, y'all?
They're all saying they saw it, but they couldn't think of what it was. I'd like to see it.
Yeah, I wanted to see it. Presley made it home.
Good, Presley. Good.
Let's see, what else was
Presley, I saw like a 2023 brand new, obviously Suburban today was in line at Walmart.
I'm looking it up right now.
Ooh, you could like see through the back thing, like some of the dashboard thrills, and it was like leather, and it was like, that is a nice vehicle. Nice vehicle.
It was called Concussion. That was the name of the movie, Concussion. Yeah. Anyway, I wanted to see it, but like Will Smith, when his career was still alive, has he made a statement since he jumped on stage? And that was another thing when we talk about narcissists and this and that. A lot of people say that Will Smith's wife is a narcissist and
have a good night.
This and that.
Yeah, that she shot him the look. He was okay to laugh at it.
He was laughing until she looked at him. His life was a living hell. He had to walk up on stage on national TV and slap somebody, or else. And what? Jada Pinkett Smith, yeah.
And apparently, they say that they have an open marriage. They really don't. She just sleeps around, is what I heard.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Stitching girl, okay. We need to talk soccer next time.
It's our time to go too, because he's got to go in there so Ellie can come in, Sawyer can go potty. It's all a big thing. Did you lock the chickens up?
I did lock the chickens up.
Okay.
But y'all, thank you. We were on one tonight.
We were.
We'll be on one tomorrow.
It was off with a kicker.
I love doing this. So we'll be back. I'm still trying to figure out how we're going to get this so we can do panels and stuff like that and talk to some of y'all. I have no idea how to do it. So
I got to sign up for it.
She's got to figure it out.
StreamYards is apparently not free anymore. You got to sign it up and give it. Like, I don't care about paying for it. That's not it. But it takes some time to sign up or whatever. And I got it anyway. I'm going to get it done.
Thank you, Aziz. Have a good night in Amsterdam. I remember. He's over in Amsterdam. Wilson said, have a good evening. Yeah, we're going to run. It is almost 9:30. And we've got some loving. We got some loving to do, and I gotta go steal some soap over there. I gotta go get some soap.
Go get it from the chickens.
I'm gonna go.
They have the coop cleaner.
Yeah, the coop cleaner.
That's it. And if you're gonna pick shit,
and I gotta.
You gotta figure out where to pick the shit.
I've gotta go stretch because I'm a ninja. I'm a ninja.
I still have that sound bite of everything that you did.
You guys have a good love night. You too. Let it go.
Thank you, mods. Thank you, Presley. Thank you. All of you are amazing. We will be back here tomorrow, and have a good time. Bye.
Thank you, Presley. The chickens love you.
Yes, they do.
Bye.
Bye.